Hello, it's Jack, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Car Mechanic 2021. Beautiful sunny day. Anyone found the snacks yet? It says we've got snacks up here. I've never found the snacks. Let me know if you find the snacks. Just got off the bus, got into work. Oh, look at these two beautiful vans here. Okay, so today, before you click away, it's a Did You Know video. Okay, just to see if there's something in this video that maybe you didn't know about, because I've been playing this game for some time now, and I found out something the other day with doing a little bit of research that things were not, or rather are not, quite as I thought they were. So very strange. I'm not sure how this would help you out in game too much in terms of profitability and everything, but stick around, right? Stick around. I've got two wonderful cars here. Now they're different, obviously. This one is a Zephyr L series from 1979. Okay, beautiful car. Got it from the auction. Didn't pay too much. Paid, I don't know. Yeah, okay, 29 grand. Bit of a loss on that one, to be fair. Not the best one to buy. This one is a Bolt Chapman 1978, so a year younger. Okay, paid a little bit of this one. I paid, well, 2,224. It's worth 11. Anyway, the important thing about these two vehicles is quite simple. They both have the same engine. Okay, nothing surprising there. They are both running a wonderful V8 single carb overhead valve. Right. Now this one here is in pretty good condition. Yeah, you can see that, you know, most of it's pretty good. So, you know, it's good. We like it. You know, a couple of things lower there. You know, fuel tank 7%, camshaft there. Ooh, camshaft 4%. Now, you might be thinking, where are you going with this, Jack? Where are you going? And it will be a short video, I promise you. This one will be short. Well, where I'm going with this is that to get a car to start normally, you know, when you buy it from the junkyard, scrapyard, whatever, it doesn't start. You need to make sure you've got fuel, air, and a spark, right? So there's certain things that you just need to replace before it'll even turn over on the compression test. And when I say the compression test, what I'm saying is when you go into the engine and you run on a little diagnostic tool here, this is turning over, right? Doesn't mean to say that the car will actually start, okay? Now, what's interesting about this car, it's in pretty poor shape, it's pretty battered up. I think this one was also from an auction. But what I want to draw your attention to here is the condition of the parts on the car. So overall, condition of the parts is 27%, okay? Frame is shot, I haven't repaired it. Body, I've just put a few parts on it, and interior is okay, I had to put a seat in it. But let's go to the overall condition of this car. 100% spark plugs, ignition wise, fuel pump. Oh, wonderful. Looking really good, isn't it? All the relays have been replaced. Everything's looking great. Rubber bushings. Then we get onto some of the, you know, the important stuff. The rocker arms, yeah? The timing cover. The push rods. Okay? A camshaft. All below 15%. But it gets better. It gets much better. Pistons with conrod, 11%. Ooh, okay. Rod caps, rocker arms, piston rings, 10, 11%. It gets better. Fuse box itself, 9%. Oh dear, dear, dear. 10% on another piston there. It gets better. Rocker arm, 7%. Yeah, rod cap, 7%. Trust me, it gets better. Where are we? 1%. Pistons with conrod, a 1% piston. Okay? Valve push rod, 1%. A lot of this stuff is absolutely shot. Now this car, based on all of this information here, right, does not deserve to start, does it? What I've been led to believe is the majority of the engine parts, certainly piston rings, you know, push rods, all that good stuff, needs to be 15% or more. Do you know what? It's not the case. It is not the case, my friends, at all. Because this beauty, it starts up. It takes a while, but it starts. Now, maybe I've missed the boat on this, but I was always under the impression, and a lot of the challenges I've done is always, you know, if it's not starting, oh, look at the engine, look, you look at the pistons, you think, oh shit, there's so much work involved in this, I've got to replace all these bits. Well, the proof is in the pudding, my friend. Right in front of your very eyes. You do not need to get those parts to 15%. They can all be, I know these are the brake pads, they don't, they don't intervene in starting the car, but piston rings and good stuff like that, you don't need it. However, there's a couple of caveats here, and what I've done basically, there's a method behind my madness. I bought these two cars. This one was actually a runner. It still is a runner. And I started replacing the bits down to less than 15% to see which parts were the important parts and which ones weren't. Now, it's not extensive. I haven't done turbos and all that stuff. To be fair, there's too many parts to do a complete guide on this. But what I can show you is that some of the parts really don't matter. And there's two parts in particular that I'm not 100% sure of, and I'm not prepared to go and rebuild the engine. I do not know if the engine block and the main crank need to be 15% or over. I took a gamble on this one and I made them to be 15% or over because I didn't want to have to rebuild it if it didn't all work out. However, all the pistons, shot. All the connectors for the pistons and the cam bearings, they're shot. There's a couple of things, however, that need to be correct in order for you to get the thing turning over and started. And of course, the basics. You need a carburetor. It's got to be above 15%. Okay, simple as. The air filter has to be above 15%. But the covers and everything, we don't care about those. We do not give a shit about that. The coil, ignition coil, or if it's got a similar, if it's got whatever, the more modern cars have got, they've got to be good. You've got to get the wires have got to be good. The distributor's got to be good. So in terms of that, you would be looking at the more modern cars where they have the ignition, whatever it is, I can't remember what it's called, would have to be 15% or better. There's a couple of ones that really caught me by surprise. I did all the fuses, no problem, just sorted that out. Your fuel pump in the back end over here has to be obviously good enough. Your fuel filter has to be good enough as well, as in 50% or better. 15% or better, as I should say. And then there's a couple that actually threw me. The water pump. The water pump has got to be 15% or better for it to start. Also, if there's a timing chain, I know some of the modern cars don't have the timing chain. The timing chain is in all this gubbins in here. Has to also be 15% or more. Forget your your crankshaft, not the crankshaft, sorry, the pulleys and everything else. No, I'm saying that wrong. That's not the case. The cam gear is the word I'm looking for. No, that can be absolutely knackered. Couple of strange ones though. The belts, okay, I can accept that. The belts have to be 15% or better. Fine, we've got those. The engine head. These engine heads have to be 15% or better for the car to start. Now, for me, I'm not sure why. I don't know, I mean, if you lose pressure or something, but I would have thought the pistons would have been more important than the engine head covers. But apparently they need to be 15% or better, otherwise the car will not start. And the other one that threw me a little bit is the oil pan. The oil pan that's underneath the car. It has to be 50% or better, otherwise it's not going to start. So having that in mind, there's probably, I don't know about the turbos, and there's a lot of other parts I haven't checked out. And as you can see here, I've tested this quite extensively. So this engine head here is sitting at 13%. It doesn't care. It will start with a 13% engine head, which leads me to believe possibly it will be the same for the engine block as well. I don't know. You would have thought the inlet manifold, that's important. That's getting air and fuel into the engine. Nope, because the one here is sitting at 12%. And as you just saw outside, it starts first time. So there's some food for thought there. You don't have to do as much work as you think you have to, or at least I thought I had to get a car to actually start. I'm blown away by that. So some of the challenges that I'm going to do in the future, I'm going to actually build that in. Having that now in mind, that I now know that not everything has to be 15% or better, going to save a lot of time. There is, in saying that, however, this car, it does go around the track. It takes about 3 weeks, but it does get there eventually. No, seriously. It can go around in 2 minutes and 10, I think it was, which is a little slow. But it'd be funny to see how many horses this car has actually lost, considering that on board it should have had 259 horsepower. So I'm just going to take it to the dyno real quick to see how much shit this engine has actually lost. So give me a second. Yes, well, it's not lost that much actually. 176, 259, 80 odd or so. Not bad. Not bad at all. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of this video. Probably the shortest one I've ever done, to be fair, unless you count the bloopers. Anyway, I hope that was interesting for you guys. Like I said, it's not an extensive list of everything that has to be there and, has to be 15% or more, but it gives you a pretty good indication. So I think I have now busted that myth that I have been playing this game for so many years and only just figured that out. I must be stupid, and someone's going to probably say in the comments, "Oh, we all knew this. The whole community knows this, Jack. So you're just being a dick." Anyway, thanks for sticking around. Thank you so much for watching this video. Drop me a comment, drop me a sub, drop me a like if you like this kind of thing, and I'll be back very soon. Jack is out.